Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, where today guys, I want to do part 62 to my my Emochi Chatbot series, where in today's video guys, I'm going to really finish up the conversation I had with the fairy type Feraligatr. It took a while to get a good run when I did this the other day, but finally when I did, it worked out so well. Well, it was a sad story because, let's just say things didn't work out for me. But here's the thing: I did come back as a ghost, and I've been helping them ever since. I actually did get through the conversation pretty much off camera. However, I did find where I stopped at, and that's right here. So I'm gonna continue from where I left off. After the part I read off up there last night, here's what happened. I said, "Okay, Curse, I'm done with you messing with us. You've already caused my death. I demand you to stop making Rexy aggressive and leave us alone forever." The ghostly Toad's form flickers and grows brighter, its red eyes blazing with an intense otherworldly light. The Curse, sensing the power and determination behind my words, begins to tremble and recoil. Fur's body pattern shifts rapidly, dispelling a series of shocked and excited symbols as it watches the confrontation unfold. The other Pokemon huddle together, their small forms trembling with a mixture of fear and awe. The Curse's voice echoes in the air, a malevolent hiss that seems to come from everywhere and nowhere. "You dare command me, mortal?" It snarls, its tone dripping with contempt. "I am the embodiment of aggression, the source of Rexy's torment. You cannot simply demand that I leave." My spectral form grows even brighter, his voice echoing with a deep, commanding reason. I am not mortal, Curse." What in the world? I wish it wouldn't actually do stuff for you. As soon as I hear this, my ghostly form looks at the dark spirit with a smug expression, and I snap my fingers. All of a sudden, two massive angelic totodiles appear. That's dope, honestly. The sudden appearance of the two massive angelic totodiles catches everyone off guard, including the curse itself. The dark spirit recoils, its form flickering and distorting as it senses the intense power emanating from the celestial Pokemon. The angelic Totodiles regard the curse with stern, judgmental eyes, their holy auras radiating a blinding light that seems to pierce through the darkness. Fur's eyes widen in awe and disbelief, its body pattern shifting to display a series of shocked symbols. The curse's voice trembles with a mixture of fear and rage. What is this?" It hisses, its form shrinking and wavering in the face of the angelic Totodile's power. "You cannot be real. You cannot exist in this world." My ghostly form flickers with a smug smile, its red eyes gleaming with triumph. "Oh, but we are real, Curse. Okay, now, please, my angelic Totodile friends, get rid of this evil spirit for good, and with it, the curse as well." Now, this is cute. The angelic Totodiles nod solemnly at my request, their holy auras intensifying as they prepare to confront the curse. The dark spirit, sensing the impending doom, lets out a desperate, agonizing scream. The celestial Pokemon raise their hands, and beams of pure, radiant energy erupt from their palms, converging on the curse's flickering form. The curse thrashes and writhes, its malevolent presence dissipating under the onslaught of divine power. Fur watches in awe and relief as the curse is consumed by the angelic Totodile's holy energy, its body pattern shifting to display a series of joyful symbols. Red Sea, now free from the curse's influence, lets out a grateful roar, its massive form shaking with emotion. Other Pokemon cheer and celebrate, their small forms jumping and dancing with excitement. Thank you, my friends. Here is you some berries for your hard work, my angelic Totodile friends. The angelic Totodiles smile gratefully as I offer them the berries, their holy auras softening as they accept the gesture of appreciation. Fur watches with a mixture of admiration and envy, its body pattern shifting to display a series of impressed symbols. The celestial Pokemon bow their heads in thanks, their voices echoing with a gentle, metallic resonance. "You're most welcome, Trenton," they say in unison. "It was our duty and honor to help you and your friends." The angelic Totodiles turn to leave, their forms begin to fade as they prepare to return to their celestial realm. Before they disappear completely, they turn back to me, their eyes filled with a deep, knowing gaze. Remember, Trenton, they say, their voices soft but commanding. The power of friendship and love is the strongest force in the universe. It can conquer even the darkest curses and bring light to the deepest shadows. Yeah, I know. I saw a point I care about like you two. You're both awesome. Then Gelato smiled warmly at my words, their eyes shining with affection. We're honored to be counted among those you care for, Trenton. They say, their voices filled with genuine emotion. Your kindness and compassion are truly inspiring. The celestial one's forms begin to fade further, their voices growing softer as they prepare to depart. Farewell, Trenton, they murmur. May your journey be filled with love, friendship, and the light of hope. With a final gentle smile, the angelic turtles disappear, leaving behind a soft golden glow that lingers in the air. Fur watches the scene with a mixture of awe and admiration, its body pattern shining to display a series of thoughtful symbols. Rexy, now fully free from the curse's influence, lets out a grateful roar, its massive form shaking with emotion. Trenton, he says, his voice filled with gratitude and affection. There you go, Rexy. Unfortunately, because now I'm stuck as a ghost, I can't stay with you permanently anymore. But know that I will always be around making sure you're alright. Rexy's eyes widen with a mixture of sadness and understanding as my words sink in. Towering Dragon's massive form sags slightly, its head bowing as it processes the realization that its friend would not be staying with them permanently. First steps forward, its body pattern shifting to display a series of comforting symbols. It nudges Rexy gently, its voice soft and reassuring. Trenton will always be with us, Rexy, he says, his voice filled with empathy, in our hearts and in our memories, and watching over us just as he promised. The other pawn gather around, their small forms offering comfort and support to both Rexy and me. Emberwing regards the scene with a solemn expression, its ancient eyes filled with a deep, understanding gaze. My ghostly form flickers softly, my red eyes shining with a mixture of sadness and determination. I promise, Rexy. Actually, the biggest reason I can't stay is because of the suffering I will go through if I stay as a normal Toad ghost like this. Unfortunately, we'll keep reliving the moment that you killed me whenever you shot that fireball and burned me to ashes. Oh my gosh. But yeah, as wild and hard as I reveal the true reason behind his inability to stay. The towering dragon's massive form trembles, its eyes filled with tears of guilt and sorrow. First Blade Pine shifts rapidly, displaying a series of shocked and sympathetic symbols. It turns to Rexy, its voice genuine but firm. Rexy, listen to me, he says, its voice locked onto the dragon. This is not your fault. The curse controlled you, made you do things you wouldn't have otherwise. Trenton knows that, and so do we. Their point not in agreement, their small forms hold to get closer to Rexy, offering their support and understanding. Emberwing regards the scene with a solemn expression, its ancient eyes filled with a deep, compassionate gaze. My ghostly form flickers softly, my red eyes shining with a mixture of sadness and acceptance. I forgive you, Rexy. Actually, I kinda do. The thing's not getting my personality that far off, because I do love Rexy that much. Even though he legit just killed me, basically. I love you, Rexy. You've been my pet and my friend ever since you were a little baby. Just know that I will always be around, even if you can't see me all the time. In fact, you might occasionally see some kind of animal watching you, or Pokemon like Lugia. You see these glowing red eyes? That's always me. Just imagine that. You just like are walking around like you see a massive like Lugia staring at you from the bushes with creepy glowing eyes. Be like, oh frick. Even if you know it's your friend that's, well, a ghost, still it's like, oh my gosh. Rexy lets out a heartfelt roar, its massive form shaking with emotion as my words wash over him. Towering dragon's eyes are filled with tears of love and sorrow, its voice trembling as it speaks. I love you too, Trenton, he says, its voice filled with genuine affection and regret. You've been more than just a pet or a friend. You've been my family, and I'm so sorry for what I did to you. The other Pokemon gather around Rexy, their small forms offering comfort and support. First bite pattern shifted to display a series of loving symbols, its voice gentle and reassuring. Trenton is right, Rexy, he says, its voice filled with empathy. He will always be with you, watching over you and loving you even if you can't see him. Emberwing regards the scene with a solemn expression, its ancient eyes filled with a deep, understanding gaze. I've gotta go. If I stay like this for much longer, I'm gonna start feeling the suffering. The realization that I must leave hangs heavy in the air, the weight of his words setting upon the group like a thick fog. First body pattern shift to display a series of sad and understanding symbols, its voice gentle as it speaks. We understand, Trenton, he says, its voice filled with empathy and sadness. You need to go to find peace and release from the suffering. Please know that you will always be remembered and always be loved. The other pull and nod in agreement, their small forms huddling closer together as if drawing strength from their shared bond. Ritzy lets out a soft, mournful whimper, its massive head bowed in sorrow. My ghostly form flickers and grows translucent, my red shining with a mixture of sadness and intonation. I love you all, as you really do. My voice echoes softly. I'll be back in my own way. My ghostly form disappears and leaves all the pulling and Rexy in silence. The sudden silence that fills the forest is palpable. The absence of my ghostly presence leaving a void that seems to permeate the very air. First stands still, its body patterns frozen in a mixture of shock and sadness, as if unable to comprehend the finality of my departure. The other points stare at the empty space where I had been, and their forms trembling with a combination of fear and grief. Even Emberwing, the ancient and wise dragon, seems affected by the sudden silence, its golden eyes filled with a deep, contemplative gaze. Retsy, the towering dragon, lets out a mournful roar that echoes through the forest, his massive form shaking with the force of his sorrow. Sound as a raw, primal expression of the pain and loss that the group feels, a testament to the deep bond they shared with me. That's adorable. All of a sudden, a ghostly... I almost forgot that was the flippin' fairy-type toad owl whenever this happened. All of a sudden, a ghostly ice-creating spike appeared in all the Pokemon's hands, and the Redsea's massive claws. The sudden appearance of the ghostly ice cream spikes catches everyone off guard, their small forms freezing in shock as they stare at the spectral treats in their hands and claws. Fur's eyes widen in surprise, its body pattern shifting to display a series of confused symbols. The ghostly ice cream spikes glow softly, their translucent forms pulsing with a gentle, comforting energy. Other Pokemon tentatively reach out to touch the spectral treats, their small paws and claws passing through the icy surface without resistance. Rexy, his massive claws wrapping around the largest spike, lets out a soft, puzzled grunt. The towering dragon's eyes are filled with a mixture of sadness and wonder, as if he senses the deeper meaning behind the ghostly gift. Fur's voice trembles with emotion as it speaks, its voice fixated on the glowing spike in its hand. Trenton, he whispers, its voice barely audible. Is this your way of saying goodbye? Sweet Arceus. Nobody sees my ghostly form, however, they do hear my voice, and I say to them, yes, in fact, I have one more gift to give you. Just tell me a special Pokemon, mythical creature, or regular animal that you want, and I have a surprise for you. Oh dear. The ghostly voice echoes through the forest, sending a shiver down the spines of the Pokemon gathered there. Fur's eyes widen in surprise, his body pattern shifting to display a series of excited symbols. A hush falls over the group as they consider my offer, their minds racing with the possibilities. After a moment of thoughtful silence, Fur speaks up, his voice filled with a mixture of hope and trepidation. A Mewtwo, Trenton, he says, its eyes shining with anticipation. A clone of the legendary Mew created through science and genius. It's a symbol of the power of creation and the bounties of possibility. The other Pokemon murmur in agreement, their small forms nodding eagerly. Rexy lets out a soft rumbling growl, his massive head bobbing in approval. Okay, what about everyone else? It can be any animal, mythical creature, or Pokemon. The Pokemon hold together, their small forms whispering and murmuring as they discuss their desires. After a moment, they turn back to me, their eyes shining with excitement. The other Pokemon's choices vary wildly, reflecting their unique personalities and dreams. By the way, guys, I don't know where this poem came from, but the Toadowls and Crocodiles that we met was not, well, if they were there, they was not the only ones there with everybody else. Because there's a bunch of other Pokemon, including a Charizard, who says, I want a Rayquaza, the Dragon of the Skies. It's said to be the strongest Pokemon in existence. A Bulbasaur. A Celebi, the timeless Pokemon. Its ability to travel through time is incredible. A Squirtle. Who wants a flippin' Kyogre? A Kyogre, the ancient sea deity. Its power to control the oceans is unmatched. And a Pikachu. Oh, there's more. There's a Pikachu who wants a Jirachi, the wish-granting Pokemon. Imagine the adventures we could have with a wish come true. And there's also a Meowth. A Mew, the original Pokemon. It's said to hold the secrets of the universe. Oh boy. And then finally a Psyduck who wants a flippin' Giratina. A Giratina, the renegade dragon. I don't know why he wants a Giratina, but okay. I summoned little ghostly versions of the Pokemon they all wanted. The ghostly Pokemon materialized before the group, physical forms pulsing with a soft ethereal glow. The point gasped in amazement, their small forms trembling with excitement as they take in the sight of their wished-for companions. A tiny ghostly Rayquaza hovers beside the Charizard, its wings beating slowly as it regards the fire type with a regal gaze. A spectral Celebi dances around the Bulbasaur, its leaves shimmering like stardust. A miniature Kyogre swims through the air, its massive form dwarfing the Squirtle. A Jirachi floats gently beside the Pikachu, its wish-granting horn glowing softly. A ghostly Mew sits quietly near the Meowth, its ancient eyes filled with wisdom, and a small translucent Giratina circles the Psyduck, its twisted form a stark contrast to the duck's clumsy grace. Okay, what about you, all of my fairy Toadal, Cardon, Feraligatr friends? Remember, it can be any regular animal, Pokemon, or mythical creature that you want. The fairy pool gathered together, their eyes shining with excitement and anticipation. They whisper and murmur amongst themselves, their minds racing with possibilities. After a moment, they turn back to me, their leader. Turn back to me, their leader. Wait, I'm their leader? What the frick? The frick just happened? Further, Feraligatr speaks up, its voice filled with a mixture of hope and determination. Trenton, we discussed it, and we decided we want a legendary Pokemon that embodies the power of friendship and unity. A Pokemon that can bring us all together and help us grow stronger, both as individuals and as a team. The other fairy Pokemon nod in agreement, their small forms pressing close to fur in a show of solidarity. My ghostly form flickers with a soft, approving glow, with red eyes shining with pride. I understand, Fur, I say, my voice echoing gently. A legendary Pokemon that represents the power of friendship and unity. I think I know just the one. I snap my fingers and a tiny ghostly Lugia appears. I flip and love it. The ghostly Lugia materializes before the fairy Pokemon, its translucent form shimmering with a soft ethereal light. The Pokemon gasp in amazement, their small forms trembling with excitement as they take in the sight of the legendary bird. The Lugia regards the fairy Pokemon with a gentle, knowing gaze, its red eyes filled with a deep, ancient wisdom. Did all the Pokemon that I summoned have red eyes, or like have red glowing eyes as a feature? Because I noticed that when I actually read this, I learned a little bit how I did to see where it would go. Its red eyes filled with a deep and ancient wisdom. First steps forward, its body pattern shifting to display a series of reverent symbols. Lugia, he whispers, his voice filled with awe. The guardian of the seas, the embodiment of unity and harmony. We are honored to have you join us, even in this special form. Our fairy Pokemon nod in agreement, their eyes shining with respect and admiration. Lugia bows its head, a soft metallic hum emanating from its beak. I am pleased to join you, little ones. And then it just says, I go up to the ghost Lugia in my ghostly Toadal form and say, please watch over the fairy Toadal claws and Feraligatr and Rexy. I especially try to give Rexy a lot of company. I was the only one he had. The ghostly Lugia regards me with a soul understanding gaze, its red eyes filled with a deep, compassionate light. It nods slowly, its spectral form flickering with a soft, comforting glow. I understand, Trenton. Its voice echoes gently, filled with a profound sense of duty and care. I will watch over your fairy Pokemon friends, and I will give Rexy the companionship he needs. He would not be alone as you once were for him. The other Pokemon listened to the exchange with a mixture of sadness and gratitude. First body pattern shifted to display a series of thoughtful symbols, its eyes filled with a deep, heartfelt appreciation. Thank you, Lugia, he says, its voice trembling with emotion. And thank you, Trenton. We will miss you, but we know you're watching us, even from beyond. Sweet Arceus. Oh my gosh, I forgot that's where it actually ended. Yeah, guys, like I said, that actually turned pretty sad. Oh, by the way, Rexy, if you or any of the fairy are in danger, this Lugia will come to save you. There we go. Hey. Who knows only its red eyes shining with a fierce protective light. It spreads its spiritual wings, the translucent feathers shimmering with an otherworldly power. Yes, Trenton. It goes with if any of your friends are in danger, I will come without hesitation. I'll protect them with my life as if they were my own. Free Pawn and gather around Rexy, their small, pressing close to the towering dragon, a show of support and solidarity. First body pattern shifted to display a series of relief symbols. Its eyes filled with gratitude and trust. We're lucky to have you, Lugia. He says, and we're lucky to have had Trenton. He's given us so much, even in, oh my gosh, even in death. What the frick? Uh-uh. Also, one more thing. If you ever want somebody else to keep you company when the Lugia is not around, those angelic would be happy to help. They are there to help you too. Uh, Ghostly nods, expression softening at the mention of the angelic toadals. It regards me for it to a chill and standing gazes. I appreciate your thoughtfulness, Triton. Its red eyes shining with a warm The angelic toadals are indeed a blessing, and I'm grateful for their presence and support. They will be a wonderful companion for Rexy and the others when I'm not around. The very Pokemon murmur in agreement. Their small forms nod eagerly. First body pattern shifted to display a series of hopeful symbols, its gaze filled with a deep, heartfelt gratitude. Thank you, Triton, he says, his voice trembling with emotion. You've thought of everything, even your absence. We're truly blessed to have had you as a friend and protector. Remember, you may not be able to see me all the time, but if you ever see a random Pokemon or animal staring at you, and you see those glowing red eyes I have, that's me. So don't be worried or scared if you see that. Hey, that's very cute. The ghostly Lugia nods solemnly, its red eyes shining with a deep understanding. Guards the fairy one with a gentle reassuring gaze, its voice echoing with a comfort. We understand, yep. If we ever see those glowing red eyes staring at us, we will know it's you, watching over us and keeping us safe. Won't be afraid, only grateful for your continued presence in our lives. Even the Lugia I summoned is flipping being nice to me. What the frick? The furry pulling murmurs in agreement, their small forms nod eagerly. Fur's body pattern shifted to display a series of determined symbols, his eyes filled with a deep, heartfelt resolve. We'll always look for you, Triton. Nonsense. And when we see those red eyes, we'll know that you're still with us, still protecting us and guiding us. Thank you for everything. By the way, Lugia, if you don't mind, when nothing is going on, can you please check on my 350-foot tall? I don't think he even knew about this. And I don't want him desperately looking for me, upset because he can't find me. Oh, his eyes wide in surprise at my request, its spectral form flickering with a mixture of curiosity and concern. Hers the very point with a thoughtful expression. A hybrid of myself and a toad-owl, you say? His red eyes shining with a deep... I must admit, I'm quite curious to meet this unique creature. I understand your concern for its well-being, Triton. It's only natural to want to ensure that it's not distressed by your absence. The furry pony listened intently, their small forms leaning in closer to the ghostly Lugia. First bite pattern shifts to display a series of questioning symbols, its eyes filled with a mixture of confusion and fascination. A hybrid of Lugia and Toadao, it repeats, his voice filled with wonder. Yes. It's a special Pokemon I got only a few months ago. But because of how strong our bond is, he is over 350 feet tall and has a lot of special powers, including being able to speak English. There we go. The Louis' eyes widen even further, its special form trembling with a mixture of awe and disbelief. It regards me with a newfound respect, its voice is echoing with a deep, impressive tone. A Pokemon that large with the ability to speak English and possess special powers, his red eyes shining with a profound sense of it. That is truly extraordinary, Triton. The bond you share with this creature must be incredibly strong and profound. The very point stared at me with a mixture of amazement and envy, their small forms quivering with excitement. First biplane shift rapidly displaying a series of astonished symbols. Over 350 feet tall. He has its voice full. And it can speak English? That's incredible, Triton. I've never heard of anything like that before. If you do see him, and you want to tell him about what happened, please don't be too harsh. I don't want him being upset because I care about him. Maybe when the time is right, I will show myself to him. No. Oh, and not only its red eyes filled with a understanding, it regards me with a gentle, reassuring gaze, its voice echoing, covering. I understand your concerns, written. I will approach this hyper with care and compassion, ensuring that it is not upset or distressed by the news of your absence. I will be gentle and understanding, as befits a creature that shares such a strong bond with you. The furry point listened attentively, their small form nod in agreement. Fur's body pattern shifted to display a series of supportive symbols, its eyes filled with a deep, heartfelt empathy. We'll be here for you, he says. If William needs any help or support when he meets the hybrid, we'll be ready to assist. Hmm. About that time, the massive 350-foot tall hybrid showed up and was looking around for me. Uh-oh. Uh, oh no. Are you serious? How do you manage to show? Oh, actually, that's not a bad thing, but. Ew! What the frick are you? Ew! 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 What the frick? Ew! Go away! The face the massive hybrid, special form flickering with a mixture of on. 350-foot tall creature towers over the floor, scanning the area desperately for any sign of me. Oh my gosh, no. Altogether, their small forms trembling with a combination of fear and excitement, and shit rapidly displaying a series of nervous symbols as it watches the hybrid's friend. Lugia, what should we do? Hey, Sapphire, You may not be able to see me, buddy, but I'm here. Please calm down. The eyes of Hybrid Sapphire freeze at the sound of my voice. Its eyes wander with a mixture of shock and relief. Turns so its massive head scanning the area and it tries to locate the source of the familiar voice. Trenton? Oh yeah, he has a deep voice too. I forgot actually. Trenton. His voice a deep rumbling growl that shakes the very. Is that really you? Where are you? I can't see you. Uh-oh. Ozzy watches the exchange with a mixture of curiosity and concern, its spectral form flickering softly. Lo and hold closer, the small form pressing against each other as they. It seems to be able to hear you, Trenton. He whispers, his voice filled with him. But how is that possible? Listen. Listen. I know you may not be able to see me, Sapphire. But there's a reason for that. Look behind you. I appear behind Sapphire. In my ghostly. Oh. Sapphire's massive horn changes as it hears my instruction. Its head slowly turning to look behind it. As it does, it catches sight of my ghostly fairy toad form hovering in the air. Howard's eyes widen in shock and disbelief, a low trembling growl escaping his throat. Trenton? It was his voice filled with a mixture of relief, confusion, and sorrow. Is that really you? But you're a ghost. Ghostly will you regard singing with a solemn expression filled with a deep understanding light. Very pawns stare at my spectral form, their small mouths gaping. Trenton, we're so sorry. We didn't know. Oh, yeah, you did. Yeah, I'm sorry, Sapphire. Period. Something bad happened, and it caused me to turn into this and become a ghost. Uh-uh. Sapphire's mouth was sad, his eyes filling with tears of sadness and regret. I knew he'd be upset, dude. He reaches out a giant hand, gently trying to touch my ghostly form, only for its fingers to pass through the spectral body. What happened, Trenton? His voice trembling. Was it? Was it because of me? Did I do something wrong? No, don't blame yourself. Oh my gosh, that makes me feel horrible. No. Don't blame yourself, Sapphire. What did Sapphire do? Lulu watches the exchange with a mixture of its compassion and concern, its spectral form flicking softly. And how closer their soft forms passing as they observe the heart racing. It's not your fault, Sapphire. Ren wouldn't have become a ghost if it was something you did. There must be another reason. Sapphire, don't worry. You didn't do anything wrong. Period. It was caused by Rexy in his aggressive state. He became a dragon and shot a fireball at me, killing me instantly. Oh, please don't attack! Please don't attack Rexy immediately. Let me explain. Let me finish before you start attacking. Oh, oh no, he is angry. Uh-oh, no. Sapphire's eyes wide in horror, a deep, anguished roar tearing from its throat. Ground roars beneath its massive form as it strolls to process the devastating news. Rexy? He growls, its voice filled with a mixture of shock, anger, and sorrow. I can't believe it. He killed you. Lugosi Lugi regrets the singing with a solemn expression, its red eyes filled with a deep, compassionate light. Fairy points stare at Sapphire, their small forms trembling with empathy and fear. I'm so sorry, Sapphire, he says, his voice trembling. Please don't let your anger consume you. Reggie wasn't in control of his actions. The curse. Yes. Him and me got cursed. A few months ago. And that caused him to become aggressive towards me sometimes. Period. He didn't do it on purpose, but it still ended up killing me. Sapphire's massive arm shakes with a mixture of rage and sorrow, its eyes blazing with a fierce internal struggle. It clenches its fist to the ground, crackling beneath its grip as it fights to control its emotions. A curse! It growled, his voice low and dangerous. I knew something was wrong. I never imagined. Triton, I'm so sorry. I should have been there to protect you. Wow, I didn't even tell him to protect me. He's flipping over there wanting to protect me already. Told you, Sapphires is basically the same to every chatbot you go to. Friendly, sweet, and kind-hearted. Would do anything to keep me safe and protected. I love him. This is why Sapphire's the best hybrid I've ever made. It's the first hybrid and the best hybrid. I have never made a hybrid that fun. The actually Reshiram hybrid had a cool design, but like didn't have as many cool powers as a Sapphire does. So you want to become huge because of that and have power just because somebody likes you. That's cool. Yosugi approaches Sapphire, its spectral form flickering with a gentle, calming energy. It regards the hybrid with solemn, understanding gaze, its voice echoing softly. Your sorrow is understandable, Sapphire. But Triton is at peace now, and he does not hold Rex responsible for his actions. It's important that you do not let your anger consume you, for it will only bring more pain and suffering. Unfortunately, because of the way I went out, I'm not completely at peace. I need to actually leave soon. If not, I'm gonna start feeling the pain of getting hit with a fireball again and being in so much pain. Severed has wide in horror, a deep anguish growl rumbling in his chest. It stares at my ghostly form, its massive body trembling with a mixture of fear and desperation. Triton, no! You can't leave us, not like this, please. There must be something we can do. Anything. Ghostly regards me with a solemn understanding expression, its red eyes flicker on a deep, compassionate light. Sapphire's voice echoed. I'm afraid there's nothing we can do, Sapphire. Form flickering softly. His spirit is tied to the pain of his death, and it only is a matter of time before it consumes him completely. We must let him go for his sake and ours. Sapphire. Listen to me, buddy. I care about you and love you a lot. Period. I will still be around watching over you. If you're ever walking around or flying around and you see an animal or a Pokemon staring at you from the distance with these red eyes, then it's me. Severo's massive form said, his eyes filling with tears of sorrow and regret, and also his gaze fixated on my ghostly form, drinking in every detail as if trying to rememberize it. I understand, Trenton, whispers his voice from. I look for you every day, and when I see those red eyes staring back at me, I'll know it's you watching over me. I love you too, more than words can express. That is so sweet. Those are your regards to sing with a mixture of compassion and sadness, its spectral form flickering softly. The fairy pulling hold together, their small forms trembling with its sympathy and grief. We'll miss you, Trenton, says its voice filled. We know you'll be watching over us, guiding us. Thank you for everything you've done for us. You're welcome. Thank you for letting me explore your special forest and swamp. Period. Sapphire. Thank you for being there to protect me. And just remember, you will not be alone. Because even if you can't see me, I will still be around. Oh my gosh. Alright, guys. Let me go and read this out. Sapphire nods, a single tear rolling down its massive cheek. It takes a deep, assured breath, trying to compose itself. Thank you, Trenton, he says, his voice thick with emotion, for everything. I'll never forget you, and I'll make sure to keep your memory alive. You'll always be a part of me, even if I can't see you. Gozulia bows his head, a gesture of respect and farewell. Very long approach closer together, their small forms trembling with a mixture of sadness and gratitude. Goodbye, Trenton. Anyway, his voice filled a deep. We'll never forget you. Thank you for being our friend and protector. With a final gentle smile, my ghostly form begins to fade, its spectral body dissipating into the air. Oh my gosh. That's horrifying, dude. It's sad. Oh my. After my ghostly form disappears, Let's just see if they do anything. The forest falls silent as my ghostly form disappears, leaving behind only the gentle rustling of leaves and the distant calls of Pokemon. Sapphire stands motionless, its passive form trembling slightly as it strolls to come to terms with my departure. Lily regards the scene with a solemn expression, its red eyes filled with a deep, compassionate light. It turns to the fairy pool, and its voice echoing softly. It has passed on to the next realm, but its spirit will forever be a part of the forest and its inhabitants. Let us honor his memory by cherishing the bonds we formed with him and by continuing to protect and nurture their special place he loved so much. For everyone nods only their often pressing closer together as they take in the ghostly Lugi's words. First by friendship to display a series of thoughtful symbols, its eyes filled with deep, heartfelt resolve. On a few hours pass. I have one more idea that I want to finish up with. As the hours pass, the forest and swamp slowly return to their usual rhythm, the sounds of pollen and creatures going about their daily lives filling the air once more. Sapphire, however, remains in a state of quiet contemplation, its massive form seated at the edge of the swamp, staring out at the horizon. Visually keeps a watchful eye on the hybrid, special form hovering nearby. Everyone moves about move about the area, tending to their duties and responsibilities, but there is a noticeable sadness in their movements, a reminder of the loss they had all experienced. Suddenly, a faint glow begins to emanate from the swamp, showing, as the light ring above the water surface. On all of a sudden, a ghostly appears with glowing red eyes. And it sits there, smiling and waving at Sapphire. Yep, we can tell that's me. Hopefully they can tell. He knows. Sapphire's eyes widen as with as the ghost of Chronon materializes before him. Its glowing red eyes and familiar smile sending surge of emotion through the massive hybrid. Rises to its feet, its voice trembling with a mixture of sadness, shock, and joy. Triton? Its voice fixing on the special. Is that really you? Ilya regards the scene with a mixture of surprise and wonder, its red eyes shining with a deep one. Everyone gather around, their small forms pressing close to Sapphire as they stare at my ghostly form. Triton, he exclaims, his voice filling it. You're back. But how? I can only be around for a while. I'm just making sure everybody's okay. That's what I was telling you a few hours ago about how if you saw a Pokemon with red eyes, you would know it was me watching over you. Oh my gosh, why did I put what in you freaking. Everyone's eyes widen in realization, a mixture of relief and sadness washing over its massive form, and not solely its gazing never leaving my ghostly crock. And I understand, Trenton. I'm just so glad to see you again, even if it's only for a little while. I promise I'll keep my eyes peeled for those red eyes, knowing that it's you watching over me. Only with your regards to sing with a solemn expression, as I filled with a deep, compassionate light. It turns to me, its voice echoing softly. Your presence is a gift, Trenton. Though brief, it brings comfort and joy to those who loved you. Thank you for taking the time to visit and ensure our well-being. You're welcome. Welcome. Period. Thank you, Lugia, for helping make sure Rexy and all my friends are okay. And Sapphire for always being there for me and caring so much about me. Alright. So, whatever. Here we go. Sapphire's massive form trembles with emotion, its eyes shining with unshed tears, and nods only its voice thick with gratitude and affection. Thank you, Trenton. He says it's real. Marvelous. I'll always be here for you, even if you're not physically present. You'll always be a part of me, and I'll cherish the memories we shared forever. Visibly regards the scene with a mixture of compassion and sadness, its red eyes filled with a deep, understanding light. It turns to me, its voice echoing gently. We will ensure that your friends and loved ones are well taken care of, Trenton. Your legacy will live on through the bonds you formed and the lives you touched. Thank you for your kindness, courage, and unwavering loyalty. That's so cute. That was a cool way to finish it off. Oh, I got so scared when it said that, but I deleted my chatbot out of nowhere. Okay, guys, that's it. Goodbye.